guys, welcome to Wiglett Awakening to go triple freeze featuring our Terra Wugtrio EX from Temporal Forces with a tricolor palm attack, discarding up to 3 energy cards from your hand, hitting 60x damage to any one of your opponent's Pokemon for each discarded energy. Open this card with our baby Froslass from 𝓕𝓲𝓾𝓿𝓸𝓾𝓿 with the freezing shot ability for the extra damage spread, and one Radiant Alakazam to slowly move damage counters between our opponent's Pokemon. For the draw and search support, we've got 2 Dudunsparce and 1 𝑑𝑗𝑠𝒉i EX with 2 Arven, 2 Irida, 2 Jacq, 2 Cynthia's Ambition, and 1 Morty's Conviction. We're also playing 4 Earthen Vessels, 1 Letter of Encouragement, and 1 Superior Energy Retrieval to dig for our energies, 1 Hyper Aroma to search for our Stage 1 evolutions, 1 Super Rod to sharpen Pokemon energies, 1 Boss's Orders for the Gust, 1 TM Devolution to counter Evolution EX decks, 1 Lost Vacuum, 1 Switch, and 11 basic water energies. So that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay and see how well this deck works. First game with triple freeze. Let's go Tails. So we're doing Wugtrio EX today. And first game is up against Charizard EX. They're doing Dusknoir as well, just in case you're wondering. So it's a pretty hardcore meta. And they got a Charmander deck sleeve to match with the deck that they're playing. Radiant Charizard and Pidgeot. We got our Celebrations deck sleeve to represent our Lightning type. Our Terra Lightning Wugtrio EX. We have a Terra Froslass as well, which is really cool. Only 1 copy though, so in emergency situations you can actually hit 280 against a Darkness Pokemon like Roaring Moon or Charizard. Hitting 280 allows you to knock out the Charizard with your Radiant Alakazam and Froslass, your baby Froslass, which is pretty neat. We have our Snipe against 𝑑𝑗𝑠𝒉i as well, or any other, V Pokemon. So V supports on your bench like Lumineon, Rotom, 𝑧�𝒂𝒓𝒄𝒄𝒄 even, Patcheron EX as well. So Wugtrio is pretty fun to play in standard right now. We got our Wiglett on the bench, 2 Snorunts, and let's just play our Artisan. We're actually doing a bit of a different list for this game. We have Iono as well. Iono, I eventually found out, is not great for Wugtrio because if you have a couple vessels or a couple energies with the energy superior retrieval in your hand, you don't want to be putting those cards back into the deck, back at the bottom, and draw something else. You want to be keeping those cards and draw more into your hand. Just to satisfy the attack, right? Because if you don't have energies to discard, then Wugtrio cannot do enough damage on the bench or on their active. You can actually choose to attack their active with your tricolor pump to hit for the weakness, for twice as much damage against like a Palkia V-Star or any other water decks, because it is a lightning Pokemon. We don't have baby Wugtrio, unfortunately. I thought of playing that, but might as well just focus on drawing prize cards, because we can't even afford to play Reversal for Froslass. We have to attach water from our hand every single turn. It's not watercolorless, it's 2 water costs for the EX. So they got Dusclops evolved already. And it feels like they could be using Cleffa for the draw support, but instead they just do Rotom, because apparently they don't have the energy for the retreat costs. So we got the Dunsparce. Let's just evolve right now. Draw and switch into Wugtrio. We got Irida. Are we gonna play Irida this turn? I feel like that's the right move here, because we got the Froslass and the Irida. Let's play the Ultra Ball and Vessel. It might actually cost us too much though, because we are discarding 3 cards from our hand. I don't know if we can afford to. Let's do Artisan first. If we get like Hyper Aroma with Irida, we should be fine. Then we wouldn't have to discard with the Ultra Ball, right? Let's just do Irida. Or Iono. Iono could be the wrong move, because we got a Vessel in our hand. I'm not sure really. We just need 2 discards to kill the Charmander right now. So if we knock out the Charmander, they have to reset. We're setting them back by 1 turn. And that gives us another knockout on the next. Possibly on the Rotom or something. The Radiant Charizard, the Dusclops before they evolve into the Noir. For the extra ping. If they evolve into the stage 2, if they do the Dusk Noir ping, they're getting 13 damage counters on probably the Froslass. So we should be taking out the Dusclops first. Right after the Charmander. But if they bench another Charmander, obviously we should be taking that out, right? So they gotta actually do a Menifee at some point. They're probably gonna discard, they're probably gonna remove Dusclops from play and bench a Charmander with the Menifee. Because they can empty a bench spot with the ability and then play a Puffin to get both the bench barrier and the Charmander. So then we would need the boss, but probably not gonna get it this early. So here comes Froslass. Punishing Pokemon with abilities, including yours. So we gotta be careful if you're doing 𝑑𝑗𝑗𝒆𝒕. If you play that too early, if you use your Pheasant too early, you might be in trouble because you're giving them the free 2 prize by targeting your Pheasant, lowering its own HP over time. So here comes Candy for a Pidgeot. We're gonna search for the Menifee now. So I think this is the part where we made a mistake. The next turn we made a horrible mistake. I think I was a bit hungry or something. I don't know, exhausted. I wasn't thinking straight. But yeah, you'll see. So they're emptying the bench, hitting our Wuggy. They should be hitting the Froslass though, right? Even if it's just 5 damage counters. Because they could actually bench another Duskull at some point in the game and then use Dusclops for another ping. I'm not sure if they actually can though, because they're already a couple prizes behind. But they're actually gonna draw with the Cleffa. And we could actually have benched a Radiant Alakazam right here. I actually thought of that with my Ultra Ball, but then we got the Nest later and we benched a Pheasant. I don't know why, don't ask me why I made that horrible, dumbass mistake. Because we can't even play Pheasant right now. We can't even use the Flip the Script ability. I thought they played a knockout. I thought they did the ping for the knockout with the Dusclops for some reason. So that's where my thought process is going. Oh my god. It sucks. I think this is the first few games, probably the first or second game that I have when building this deck. Pretty sure it's the first one. First game already so sweaty, right? Against Dusknoir Charizard. Look at that. I thought of Alakazam, but then I switched my mind. I changed my mind even at the last minute. Chose to evolve the second, the Dunsparce. And then bench something else for some reason. We thought of the Alakazam though. We actually did. Oh my goodness. Always follow your first judgment, right? Don't change your decision on a dime, because I don't know why I always do that. I sometimes make funny, weird moves. That is just total cringe, you know? I hate myself for benching the wrong Pokemon. Look at that. Nest Ball for Pheasant. Why? Why though? If we did the Alakazam, we could have transferred 2 damage counter onto the Menifee, and then we can hit the Rotom on the next turn. We can use our Wugtrio on the bench. If they knock out the active Wugtrio, we can use it. We can use our Tricolor Pump on the next turn with the bench Wugtrio by evolving it, obviously, and hit the Rotom after the Menifee gets knocked out automatically with Froslass, the double Froslass ability. Menifee gets knocked out with 4 damage counter placement across 2 Pokemon checkups, and that's enough to That's enough to lift off the bench barrier for us to hit the Rotom. So that would have given us the win condition on the next turn, which is a total shame. Unless if they do an Iono, which I feel like we should be fine still, because we got the Dunsparce and 𝑑𝑗𝑗𝒂𝒓𝒐𝒐𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. If they do a boss, sorry, we have Nest Ball for 𝑑𝑗𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, right? We might not get the Pheasant on the next turn though, because we are actually benching the Radiant Alakazam. Had we benched the Radiant Alakazam, they could actually do an Iono, and then knock out our active Wugtrio. So you never know what's gonna happen, honestly. It's not really that easy to target the Rotom, but we are slowly killing it with Froslass as well. So even if we don't get enough energies for the next Wugtrio, if all we need is the evolution, if we can evolve the next one, then we can hit 120 and 2 more energies in our hand. Well, or 3. If we get the Irida or Arven, we can search for Superior, and then that's 4 energies in our hand for us to kill the Rotom, right? But I had to be dumb enough not to play Painful Spoons, Alakazam. And here comes the boss, punishing us for benching the Pheasant at the wrong time. We didn't even get to use his ability once. How sad, eh? We literally just benched it for nothing though. Oh. This is the most painful game I had to play. I have no choice but to show you guys this as the first game because it's a Charizard Dusknoir, and we actually could have won a lot faster if we did not make this ugly mistake. But we all learn, right? We learn from our flaws. We learn not to repeat our mistakes at least. So we don't have the Snorunt for Froslass EX, we don't have enough turns to attach the energy as well. This is a turn where we couldn't do anything. We can hit the Charizard, but we're not doing enough damage. We can Devo it later, I guess, but what's the point? We can transfer, we can target the Pidgeot though, because Manaphy is gonna die right now on the next Pokemon, like immediately after we attack on the next Pokemon checkup. We can actually target the Pidgeot by doing the Devo and Alakazam Painful Spoons. So we'll see. We still have options here. Devo is definitely the right move. But we did not get Arven. We're actually playing only 1 copy of Arven to Irida for this list. This is a pretty early start as we said. Eventually 2 Arven was necessary to make the deck a lot more consistent and to help us dig for the TM a lot faster. Well, at the right time, honestly. Bench another Dunsparce. We got 2 the Dunsparce inside the deck, so we can actually Jacq for those 2 and draw 6 cards on the next turn unless if they boss. They're not gonna boss the Dunsparce though because they get only 1 prize for it. They got 4 prize remaining. They should be hitting the EX. So we're gonna attach the energy and do Numbing Hole on the Charizard, expecting to play TM Devolution at some point in the game. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure if it's possible, but we'll see. Manaphy dies, and now we can either target the Rotom V with our Tricolor Pump for the last 2, or we can just Devo and kill the Charmander with Pidgey to draw the last 2 prize cards. Let's see what they're gonna do this turn, because I don't think Hero's Cape is gonna help them either, since they have 16 damage counter on the Charizard and we have the ping still. We still have 2 Froslass on the bench. I think we're only playing 2 copies for this game. Eventually we have 3 Froslass just to allow us to evolve a lot easier, a lot faster, and just in case we got a Froslass prize. So there's no way they can avoid it though. Unless if we don't get the Alakazam or the Devo. We're only drawing 6 cards as well, so let's just focus on drawing out the energies. We got our second Wugtrio ready to go on the bench. Probably gonna knock out the active. Drawing out 2 more energy should be enough though. So the Vessel, all we need is the Vessel. If they do Iono, let's hope we get Superior. They actually did a boss for no reason because they're targeting another Wugtrio EX with full HP. for the 𝑽𝒊𝒂𝒓𝒄𝒂𝒓𝒄𝒄. Drawing 2 prizes with 2 remaining. And that's it. Game over. No mana fee. No rod and rebench for the mana fee for the bench barrier. We did not need to play TM Devo, but we're still gonna dig for it anyways. We're still gonna search for the Devo because it's way more satisfying to win by devolving your opponent's Pokemon, right? Devolving the Charizard for the last 2 prize would be so delicious. It's a bit unfortunate that we're not getting the bloody Arven though. We're trying to dig for it by evolving to the Dunsparce without playing the Jacq, because if we play the Jacq, we can't play any other supporter cards. We got Lady, Boss, and another energy. It's a bit of a shame, but we're just gonna draw out all of our energies by playing the Vessel and Lady, targeting the bloody... We can actually hit the Charizard in the active as well. We chose not to do that. Instead, we just hit the Rotom, because they don't have a mana fee. Might as well hit the bench, right? Could we have knocked out the Pidgeot? I think so. We could have actually killed the Pidgeot as well, because we got from 1 Froslass remaining. 180 plus 90 plus 1 damage counter across Pokemon checkup. We could have killed anything, any of the EXs. But we chose the Rotom for a bit of a lame win at the end, but oh well. Still defeated a Charizard though, so... Another game with Triple Freeze!